One of our subscribers, Mike, just recently asked us about what tire pressure do we use when we're loading our camper cold. The quick answer is 95 psi, but there's a bit more to that story and not easy to find that information. So I'm going to take you along to show you how we figured this out on our truck camper. The first thing we did was get a picture of the tires that we have on our truck camper right now. We had purchased these Michelin XDS2 tires back in February of this year. Really loving these tires. These are 225, they're 19.5 tires, and we're going to use this information to look up the related tire pressure. Next, let's find those tire pressure charts. I would highly recommend going out to rvsafety.com. They have some really good information on weighing and tire inflation tables. We're going to open that up. And based upon the tire that you have, you'll need to look up the related chart here. Since we are using Michelin tires, I'm going to select that. And we know we have 19.5 tires, so I'm going to scroll down to 19.5. And on this chart now, we can see that the 225/70 R 19.5 LRG is the one that we had. I didn't remember the LRG, so I wanted to go back to my picture on that tire where you can see the load ratings and everything. It does have LRG there, so we're golden here. Next, I wanted to make sure that I had an accurate idea of how much our truck actually weighs. So this is one scale that we did back in early 2022 that is still pretty accurate today. This was one that we had without our boat, so that makes it a little bit easier to see. So we've got our steer axle and drive axle weight. We're going to focus on the dualies right now. So we're looking at about 12.7. So we had 12.7 for the entire rear axle. This chart talks about the loads here are based upon an axle end. So we really have to take that 12.7 and then divide that by 2 in order to get us one end. So we're looking at for a value of 6350, and that's somewhere between this 85 and 90 psi. For us, we still tend to run between 90 and 95 when it's cold. It will get up to 95 to 100 psi if we're driving. We may try to reduce that a little bit if it's going to be warmer outside, but generally we kind of stay in this range. On our steer axle, we have a bit more flexibility. So right now we have 5720 for the entire axle. Again, you want to go ahead and divide it by 2 to get per side. That's 2860. So we really could be pretty low in that area. But again, I think we stick to the same PSI rating on both the front and back right now. We don't have to do that, but that's what we've been doing. So while we've been running these at 95 PSI, I'm not sure if that is the most ideal cold temp. We may want to consider trying to run that lower because we still have the capacity of those tires, and it might give us a little bit less stiff of a ride. Let us know in the comments where you run your tires. Take care, and we'll see you on our next video.